I decided to do this video message because I've been thinking about how certain men have asked me questions about lesbians and how they seem to treat women in a way where they get spoiled, or lesbians tend to treat their women as if they don't do any wrong, or lesbians let their women get away with everything. And more specifically, the men were saying, I've noticed that lesbians let their women get away with this or that, but I could never get away with that as a man. It's kind of like the men are comparing their experiences with their woman to what lesbians do with their woman. And I wanted to talk about that today. And the title of this video message is, do lesbians let their women get away with everything? I am Giselle Wallace, certified gay life coach and author. I provide my lesbian perspective. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. And follow me on all of my social media, Instagram, Twitter, which is now X, and TikTok, and of course YouTube. My handle is at GISELLEAWALLACE. Thank you. I've had men ask me this question. Maybe you have as a lesbian. I wanted to address the question because, well, men seem to be very concerned, or they just want to know more about lesbians. Are lesbians spoiling their women? It depends how you look at spoiling. I don't really think there's anything wrong with a lesbian spoiling her woman, whether it's her girlfriend or her fiance or her wife. I think women need to be spoiled more. So if you look at the word spoiled as if it's a negative outcome or it's not a good thing to do, well, then you may think that lesbians spoiling their women is a bad thing. But for me, spoiling is not a bad thing. I think that spoiling is like pampering your woman, catering to your woman, being affectionate and loving and kind is a very good thing, a very beautiful thing, a very lovely thing that I think more women should experience. And as far as lesbians letting their women get away with everything, my first question is, what is everything? Because why would you want to get away with everything anyway? What is your motive behind getting away with everything? Because when a man asks a lesbian, because I'm a lesbian and I've had men ask me these questions, my first thought was like, what do you want to get away with your woman? You shouldn't want to get away with everything with your woman anyway. But from the male perspective, they think that lesbians let their women get away with everything. So I did ask questions and I said, well, what do you think that lesbians are letting their women get away with? And one of the examples was this man. He said, well, one day I fell asleep and I forgot to take out the trash. And he said his wife came home from work and all he heard was yelling and screaming. And she said, you're so lazy. And she was just so angry. And he didn't understand what was going on. And he said, what happened? What happened? She said, you didn't take out the trash. The trash is all over the house and you didn't take the trash out. And he was telling me they have trash on the porch and trash in the bathrooms, trash in the kitchen. So there's different areas in the house where he has to make sure that he packs up the trash and takes it out every morning. Well, he didn't take the trash out and he was at home in their bed and he was knocked out and he was asleep. He said that he knew of a lesbian couple who were talking about the chores that they do. And one of the chores was taking out trash. Well, I don't know whether he was at their house when it happened or if the lesbian couple shared this information with him. But apparently the couple had like assigned chores and one of the lesbian partners didn't take the trash out. And her lesbian partner was like, oh, don't worry about it, baby. We'll just take it out another time. As a matter of fact, I'll take it out. And it was a done deal. And he was just so like flabbergasted. I don't know if he was angry or if he was just like, why is it that lesbians can get away with everything? Like when I did that, my wife was ready to strangle me For one, you really can't compare your situation with you and your wife as a man to a lesbian couple, because they're two different relationship types. That's a heterosexual relationship, and then you're looking at a lesbian relationship. And then also, men and women are different from each other. And then also, as an individual, you may think differently and you may have different experiences. And I don't know what his relationship was like with his wife. I don't know if he kept on upsetting her. Maybe she told him multiple times to take out the trash and he wasn't taking out the trash. I don't know if it was the first time that he didn't take out the trash, but he just shared with me that he didn't take out the trash. His wife was livid and she went off on him about it. But since he knew about this lesbian couple and how they split the chores up, and one of the lesbian partners didn't take the trash out that particular day, her lesbian partner was not angry. She was fine with it. As a matter of fact, she agreed to take out the trash. And I said, well, it's a chore, that they obviously have arranged for themselves to do. And life happens. You could forget to take the trash out, or you could get really busy. Maybe you're not feeling well that day. It could be a plethora of reasons why the trash didn't get taken out. But what is the intention of the person not taking the trash out? And then also your partner, they know you, they know your behaviors, they know if you are being lazy, or maybe they know that you had a full day and you may have forgotten. It just depends on the individual person. Everybody has to look at the whole situation, consider all scenarios before they flip out or whatnot, or crash out on each other. Because if you are wanting to have a happy home, then everybody in the relationship has to make the effort to do what's best for their relationship. Now, another situation that I did experience, it was interesting. I was dating this woman at this time, and we lived together, and I had some really nice shoes that I was wearing, and they were all white. It wasn't like I was in heels or anything that day. We were walking a lot, and I had some really nice shoes. And that day, something happened where my shoes got stained. And we were talking to some guys who were standing around. When my girlfriend saw that my shoes were stained, because I didn't even notice it, she looked down and saw my shoe was stained, and she said, baby, I'm going to wipe your shoe up. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just buy some other shoes, because, these are white shoes and it's stained. I said, don't even worry about wiping it up. And she said, no, I'm going to take care of it. And so she started wiping my shoe up. And the man was just shocked and amazed. He was just astonished. It was like blowing his mind seeing my girlfriend at the time wiping my shoe up. And he said, I've never seen anything like that before. He said, I've never had a woman treat me like that. He said, hell, my woman would have just thrown my shoes in the washing machine and called it a day. He was like, this is amazing. He says, lesbians are just so amazing. I didn't really think about it too deep, but later I contemplated on it, and I said, well, maybe there is some differences the way lesbians relationships are, and then a heterosexual relationship with a man and his woman. But I've just had some experiences like that where men just don't understand why they can't get away with the things that lesbians get away with. And the thing is, it's really up to the individual. It depends on the relationship type you're in and what you know about your partner. And it's about boundaries. You have to have conversations. You have to communicate with each other. That's really the main focal point. I will say that maybe with heterosexual relationships, the heterosexual woman, she kind of expects the man to take the lead. And, if they're, for example, a wife, or maybe she's not even married to him, but they're in a very tight-knit relationship, sometimes women, they want to see their men show that they really care for their woman. And it could be the smallest thing that he does that shows her that he cares for her, that he really loves her. I think maybe the men don't realize that or understand that it's the simple things that a woman wants you to do for her to show that you love her, to show that you value your relationship with her. A man initiates. Honestly, you don't want to get away with everything, because what is everything? What are your limits? What are you talking about? I've even heard some men say that lesbians can cheat and still keep their partner around. Well, to me, when it comes to cheating, that is very serious. That's a very serious offense. And if a man is looking at a lesbian couple and say, oh, they cheated and got away with it, well, why would you want to get away with cheating on your woman? That's horrible. For a man to think about, oh, I couldn't get away with cheating on my wife, or I couldn't get away with cheating on my fiance or my girlfriend. Well, that's horrible. You don't want to get away with cheating at all. If it's anything that is not going to violate or disrespect your relationship to the point where it's a deal breaker, do whatever you can to try to communicate with your partner and speak to each other, love each other, and don't get caught up in comparison. Because if you're comparing your relationship to somebody's relationship on the outside, you don't want to do that. That's going in the wrong direction. Focus on your own relationship. The beautiful thing about relationships, whether you are in a heterosexual relationship or a homosexual relationship, in this regard with lesbians or same-sex attracted women, you can create your relationship. You can make your relationship beautiful. You don't have to worry about other people's input. You don't have to try to make your relationship be like somebody else's. Don't do that. Do what works for you, and you'll be less stressed. Both of you will be happier. And while you're doing that, sure, you can learn from each other. You can learn from other people's relationships. You can learn as heterosexual people about lesbian relationships or gay relationships between men. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And vice versa, homosexual, gay, lesbian couples, they can learn about heterosexual relationships. We all can learn from each other. We are human beings at the end of the day. But it's all about love. It's all about respect. It's all about communication. And it's all about commitment and loyalty. When you are in a relationship with another human being, you are choosing to be with someone else, and they are choosing to be with you. So we never want to take advantage of being in a relationship with someone, because that is them giving you an opportunity to be in a companionship, a partnership, a family, a legacy. And you get to experience benefits that you don't get to experience when you're single. Don't compare your relationship. Don't try to think about everything you can get away with your partner, because when you start thinking like that, you set yourself up for failure. You're going down a downward spiral. So don't do that. I hope that this message resonates with you. I am Giselle Wallace, certified gay life coach and author. Like and share this video, and donate to the super thanks button. I appreciate any donations. It helps to build the channel and support my work as an entrepreneur in helping the lesbian and LGBTQIA plus community. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you subscribing and following me on social media, and have a beautiful day.